Welcome to All About TRH, aka All About the Truth. On today's episode, we cover hot topics including Melissa Gorga throwing a dig at her BFF, Margaret Josephs, and Kathy Hilton getting real about Kyle's marriage. Plus, we recap the latest Salt Lake City episode and talk leaked DMs. Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Happy Tuesday.
Yes, it's Wednesday, actually.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I swear that time until Christmas, like everything is all over the place. Like you don't even know what day is what day.
I know.
I feel like everyone's like, no one's in work mode. No one wants to do anything. Or
I have senioritis.
Senioritis?
Yeah. Do you know what senioritis is?
No, I don't know what that is.
Like when you are a senior, you don't give a shit about school. So like you don't care about anything.
Yeah, 100%. It's bad right now.
And I was like, am I feeling this more because I'm like, it's getting closer to my wedding and I'm just like more focused on that and not like work. And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
You know what's crazy is you're getting married February, 2nd?
Yeah.
Okay, so
really January like 27th.
Yeah, it's like when you leave, and literally January, Chantel, is the longest month to ever exist. I promise that month is like 4 months total. So you're gonna be so anxious in that month, like where you're like waiting and waiting and waiting. And every time it's January, I'm like, are we still in January? So that's gonna be super obnoxious.
I think it's because like all the magic is gone, and then you're really like starting a new year. I mean, it is fun to start fresh, but then maybe like it won't be for us because we have something really fun to look forward to, but we'll see.
I know. I am excited about that, it's Charlie's birthday. So
yeah. Okay.
Your wedding. You guys, our merch is out. We just released our limited edition Christmas merch. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. We have it saved under highlights on our Instagram at All About TRH Podcast and at All About TRH. And then it's also linked on All About TRH Podcast. And
we will put on the show notes today.
Yeah.
So you can.
So you
guys can see it.
Yeah, so we have 4 or 5 designs. We have a tree hugger. Did we already talk about this?
We did, but we said it in the very end. So like let's talk about it again because maybe people forgot, or didn't listen to the end.
Yeah, we have a tree hugger. We actually had Teresa, we sent Teresa one, so she took a lovely picture in it. It is true to size. And again, the reason we did this is because we were like, it's the season of going to, like, I have like 2 Christmas parties that it's ugly Christmas sweater. And these aren't like ugly, but it's funny and it's relatable. And most people watch The Real Housewives. And, if you're fans of us or you listen to us, like, these references very, very well, like Bravo Lover 1234. That's in regards to Rachel Fuda being a fan of the show before, and that was her Instagram username. And then she got caught on that. She also said she never watched the show. Laughable. We all know Thirsty Fuda watched the show. And we have Princess Gorga, because you guys make fun of how we say the last name or how I say it. And then we have the Hi Roxanne, Hey Chantel. And yeah, I think that's all we have.
I bought myself a Bravo Lover 1234 one, so I can't wait to wear that.
Yeah. And
which one did you buy, Roxanne? Did you buy one?
I will buy one. I have not got one just yet. I have to see which one I want. I do like the Bravo Lover 1234. I think so far everyone loves the tree hugger. But I like Bravo Lover 1234 because, like, also if you're just like a Bravo lover and you don't get it, but you're just a Bravo lover, I think it's good.
Yeah.
So check it out. Let us know. And most importantly, if you get it, please send pictures to us. We want to share them. So send pictures of yourselves in the sweaters, at your parties, all that stuff. Please, that we want them.
And then we are going to do a giveaway. So if you guys leave us 5 stars in a review, we will put you into entry to a giveaway. So once we pick the winner, you can go ahead and tell us which one you want in your size.
And it ships within 24 hours. But yeah, if you leave us a review and you show us, and again, the whole 5-star thing, then we put you as an entry. The way that you do that is you go on to Apple Podcast, you go all the way to our episodes, and then, go to the bottom and you write a review.
Yeah. And we're going to pick it by we'll pick it Sunday. We'll probably have 2, maybe next week, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So 7 days.
Yeah. But yeah, we're super excited about that. Anywho, you guys, we have some hot topics before we get into Salt Lake City.
Okay.
So this is very interesting. So Melissa Gorga went out and publicly said that the only person from the Real Housewives of New Jersey that she can trust is Dolores Catania. And to me, when I heard that, that told me everything I needed to know. To me, it confirms everything that Margaret's ex best friend, Laura Lee Jensen, had been saying about those cheating rumors that came from Margaret. It confirms that Margaret did do that because at the end of the day, Melissa hangs out with Margaret the most. They are the closest. Her and Dolores are good. Dolores is good with everyone. But do her and Dolores hang out much? No, they don't. She hangs out with Margaret more. You will barely see Melissa and Dolores together. So to say that she trusts Dolores over Margaret tells you that yes, Margaret has an arsenal on everyone and that Margaret was absolutely behind those cheating rumors that Margaret's ex-best friend said and she was honest about it all, which
And what
we
kind of
never doubted.
I know, and what kind of friendship is that? Like your best friend that you ride and die for on the show, like you can't really trust her more than another person that you don't even hang out with that much.
Well, you have to keep your enemies
Enemies closer.
closer. Yeah, and that's the smartest thing Melissa could do because at this point, Margaret knows way too much. Imagine all the complaining Melissa has done, with Margaret. Imagine all the stuff she has said in the years where she did think she could trust her before this whole cheating scandal came out. So again, I don't think that Melissa actually cheated. I think she probably had like an emotional relationship, but I don't know. Again, they said that Tom Morrow, who is no longer working with her, caught her kissing a guy in the back seat. I don't know if I can really see that, but I mean, it came from Margaret at the end of the day, and her telling us that she trusts Dolores more tells you, yeah, okay, you and Margaret are not friends, boo boo.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy also actually was interviewed, Kathy and Paris Hilton, because that Paris in Love is back, season 2. Chanel, you watched Paris in Love
I'm
season
so
1, didn't you?
excited. I didn't I saw it come back on Peacock. I saw something on Hulu. Is it Hulu or Peacock? I don't know. I
It's
saw
Peacock.
something. Okay, yeah, I saw something. I was like, why is it showing me again? I already watched this. And
Yeah.
that's so crazy that it's a second season. I'm so excited. I love the show.
I know, I loved, like, seeing Kathy. So Paris, by the way, kept both her pregnancies because she uses surrogate. So she kept both her pregnancies from her entire
Wait,
family and
she did?
yeah, and from Carter's family. And for Carter, it was very hard because, like, he comes from, like, a family in Michigan. Like, he wants to be able to share that. It's super, like, a laid back family, and she didn't want to. And I understood why she didn't want to, but I'm also, like, shook by it. And that's a lot, but I get it.
I know.
For both. They're 10 months apart.
No, that's crazy.
It's too much. So you'll see Kathy actually meet I think his name was Phoenix. Was it Phoenix? Yeah, you'll see her
London
meet
and Phoenix.
yeah,
Cute.
you'll see I like Phoenix a lot. You'll see her meet him on the show for the first time, and she's like, "What is this baby?" So
Oh my
oh,
God.
but my whole point of the hot topic was so Kathy and Pierce are obviously promoting it, and they were asked about Kyle Richards, and it was so funny because Kathy does say too much, and she just basically said, "Listen, Kyle would not go through all of this if it wasn't serious. There's no turning back." Basically insinuating a divorce is happening, and I know we always talk about it, and they have so many. There's no prenup. Both, but specifically Mauricio has a lot of money and it's probably in his name for a lot of things. And they have to divide everything. That takes a long process. And I agree with Kathy. I don't think Kyle would go through all of this public stuff if they were willing to work it out. So I think it's done. And Kathy basically said
But for
that.
her to say that, it hit hard. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like that
Well,
was like the
confirmed.
confirmation. Yeah, it was like the confirmation y'all needed. And then like Paris was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but she's hot.
Yeah, oh, well,
She's so
Paris
hot.
right away was like, "Okay, anyways, yeah, because maybe you said too much." And Kathy does say that, like, when when Paris was like obviously, she said she wanted a baby right away. Kathy didn't know that she was going through a surrogate. Uh, Kathy, like, spoke about how she thinks Paris is having trouble getting pregnant, and Paris went crazy and denied that, but then also went off on her mom. So I do think that Kathy is just that, that mom that says too much and doesn't mean any harm by it, but she just has like a bigger mouth.
Yeah, I mean, she then continued to say, "Well, it'll be fun to see her date." I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, you're really happy about this one, huh?"
What do you mean to date?
Like she's saying, like it'll be interesting to see her date, like as in like Kyle to date.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that part. Oh my
It was
gosh.
right
Yes.
after when she
That's
said she's
like,
hot. Yeah.
oh, yeah. See, oh my gosh. I think that Kathy and Mauricio never got along. And the reason they didn't was because of Rick Hilton after all the drama that happened there. So I think now that Mauricio isn't in the picture, Kathy and Kyle will never have an issue. Mark my words.
Yeah.
So that is, oh my gosh. Oh, wait, no, we were going to talk about this anyways in the Salt Lake City, but that's our hot topics. Now, what do you think of yesterday's episode, Chantel?
It was good. It was
It was
good.
okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I think it's like we're just anticipating the scene
Right.
now, and everything is just like, man, let's get to it. We know what's gonna happen. Like we want to
Right.
see it.
Exactly. This episode of All About TRH is brought to you by Wild Grain. Wild Grain is the first ever bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, fresh pastas, and pastries. Every item bakes from frozen in 25 minutes or less, no thawing required. The team at Wild Grain just sent me a new box. So much delicious stuff inside that I am going to be using all for Thanksgiving. Luckily, I'm hosting and I'm so excited for everyone to try it because it actually tastes so fresh. Tons of bread, pastas, and you can fully customize your Wild Grain box so you can get a combination of breads, pastas, pastries if you like. And if you want a box of all bread, all pasta, or all pastries, you can have it. Plus, for a limited time, you can get $30 off the first box, plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/TRH to start your subscription. You heard me, free croissants in every box and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/TRH. That's wildgrain.com/TRH, or you can use promo code TRH at checkout. Step into a world of nonstop action on DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, and slots. Plus, enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer, make your deposit, and start playing from a full suite of games. Download the DraftKings Casino app now and sign up with promo code TRH. New customers can get a deposit match up to $500 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. Only on DraftKings Casino with promo code TRH. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In Connecticut, help is available for problems gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. One person opted in, new customer. Minimum $5 deposit. Max match $500 in casino credits, which require one-time playthrough within 7 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/player's choice for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Okay, so yeah, I wrote decent amount of notes, but nothing too special because I don't know. Like you said, we're anticipating something else. But we start off Salt Lake City with Heather coming to realization that Monica is basically bipolar. That's how I looked at it. That's how she to me described it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that Heather is starting to sense this right before she finds out that Monica has sued her.
But
Um,
what was interesting to me is like I kept trying to pay attention like to what she was saying in person compared to what she was saying in her confessionals, because the confessionals, as we know, are shot after the season. Most of them, right? Like 90% of them are.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, yeah,
Oh,
she's like she knows what has happened, so she's trying to like portray it a
oh.
different way. So I kept trying to pay attention to what she was saying in
You're
person,
so
but
smart.
yeah, but she was kind of saying the same thing, but in her confessionals, she was going in,
She
going
but
in.
in her confessional, she was looking more intense and
Yes.
yeah, so true.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like at that point, she obviously knew. Oh my
She
gosh,
knew that she's like a
so
two-faced
true.
person, that like she's this, she's manipulative. So she's like, she's really
Right.
sweet, but then she's this. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Exactly. She's putting it out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so hard seeing Whitney read that text about her friend Sherry, who has cancer. It's so sad. These things do make you realize what's important and what's not. And it sounds like her and Justin, their marriage is obviously important. And I hope it remains important because I'm tired of hearing about divorce, especially in the Real Housewives. world, or just in general, to be honest. But it was really sad.
And you know, it was crazy. It was just as simple as saying like, you want to be married, right? And like they both said yeah. And at that point, that is common ground to just to be like, okay, great. Like we can work on this. This is,
Yeah, we
and it's
both
just
want
so
the same thing.
simple. Yeah, it's so simple. It's just like saying you still want to be married, right? And like that's it.
It's so
Like
simple, but then you get triggered by little things, and then,
I know, but then
like, then it goes
do those
back.
things little matter when in the grand
Right,
scheme of things? It's
doesn't.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
hmm
I agree. Meredith and Lisa, they meet for lunch, and Meredith is disappointed that Lisa told Angie what Meredith said about the marriage stuff. And Lisa says, listen, like, I don't want to be around that. And Meredith thinks Lisa's being hypocritical. I was kind of confused during this entire scene. I don't really know what Meredith was saying. What was your thoughts after watching it? Because I really was just like, there's a lot happening here, and I'm not understanding the comparison. But what do you think?
Not at all. I think Meredith is in Lululand. Like she's in Delululand with
Right.
what's her name with Robin, because she kept trying to make it seem like what Angie did to her is what Monica did to Lisa, and it's
Right.
literally not the same at
That's
all.
why I was like, this is the most confusing scene because I don't feel the comparison. I don't get it.
The
So
only thing she had her leg to stand on was the whole thing about telling Lisa, we're going to confront our issues, we're going to communicate. And like
right,
Lisa
I
didn't.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like that was a good thing like she mentioned, but it's like she didn't even mention that to her. She just mentioned that in her confessionals.
Yeah, I agree. Um, Monica stops by Mary's house and Mary's being nice and Mary looks really good here. Like, Mary, keep up this look. Like,
Yeah.
you
What
look
happened?
great.
She really did look different.
Oh my God, she looked so good. Like, her makeup, I liked her hairdo.
She looked
Uh,
refreshed.
yeah, she didn't look messy because, like, sometimes, like, she doesn't even wear makeup and stuff. And, like, if I don't wear makeup, like, oh my gosh. And then if my hair is not, like, good, then I look a mess. So I don't know. She looked so good. She looked angelic. I don't even know. She looked really
Okay.
good. I swear. Monica says like she's had it with the group, and I can respect that. Mary says, "Listen, when it comes to you and Lisa, you both get nasty." And then Monica says, "What annoyed her of Lisa is that she's materialistic." But Mary is literally the most materialistic human being you will ever come across. So I was like, Mary, please stop speaking if you're not going to own it and say, yeah, I get it though, because I'm actually like super materialistic and I judge others if they're not wearing or they're not up to par then of what I think they should be.
Literally.
I was like, Mary, come on, girl. Like, let's not. Uh, so Sherry passes away, and that was so sad because Sherry was at Whitney's Prism event a week before. And it's so sad that you can just get to that point, and she looked great at Whitney's event, that you're so sick and pass.
I was so sad for this.
Do you think it was good for Whitney to go to Meredith's event the next day?
No, I think it was too soon, but I think everyone does handle grief differently. But I did think
Right.
it was too soon. Like it's like I mean, think about us. Like when we just had something like this happen and like the next day is not the day. Like I would not want to be out and like see people, but also like it is nice to get your head like out
I
of that
thought
feeling.
it was 1 week. So I'm thinking it was like a week later, and I was like, whatever, it's been a week, like, and if that's how you feel, then do it. But when it was like later on where when he says like she just died yesterday. I just texted you last night. I was like, wait, why are you here? Because that is just a lot on someone.
Yeah, like you're not like in her mood was what it showed. It
Yeah.
showed on her mood. It showed that she was not feeling it. Like she was triggered by
I
everything.
feel like be around people like I'm sure they have a friend group. So I feel like she should have been around Sherry's friend group.
Yeah,
Like when our aunt passed, like we were around our cousins and our family afterwards, and we were just like got with each other. And I think that was nice for all of us.
I agree.
Uh so Monica and Heather meet, and Monica still plans to come to Bermuda, like not a shocker. She says she does owe Heather an apology and says she was so excited to do this like trip with her. And she says she let her down, but you all like Heather still at this point does not know that Monica has sued her business. And that's what Monica should be apologizing for. Now let's talk about the DMs that have been leaked. So Beauty Lab obviously leaked these DMs between Monica and Beauty Lab's Instagram account, where Monica shows a video of her. She had gone, and this happens during the whole time that Monica went to Beauty Lab. So this was around 2019, 2020, and Monica shares a video of herself. She messages, DMs Beauty Lab, which is Heather's business, and says, "Obsessed, you're a maze," and is showing the results. And then she says another DM. I mean, of her face, and she's like, "I mean, so good." And then the beauty lab responds and says, "So good," and she hearts it. And then she ends up putting heart faces. And then Monica on December 17th, 2019, this is again when she was going, she said, "I had to reschedule my nose today because I was running so late. I'm so sad. Now it's January 6th. First world problems over here. Hope you have a Merry Christmas." And they respond and say, "Oh no, well, can't wait. Have an amazing holiday." And there's more stuff where Beauty Lab will post a story and she'll respond with like emojis clapping. And then another one had so many people message me after this pic about wanting to get their lips with you now. And then they respond like, yes. And then she puts like a love struck face. And another time, this was right before it says May 28, 2020. She goes, "Can't wait to come see you again." And then she just like is very interactive with their stories. So she's suing Beauty Lab, but being she's DMing the person who injected her at Beauty Lab or Beauty Lab directly and saying what an amazing job it was, but you didn't pay them. So you countersued and said, "Well, it was a botched job," but here you are praising them.
What's crazy to me is like, did she like love all this because she kept doing that because like they let her on like a care credit, like our credit? Like, why wouldn't they get payment up front? Like, that's what's weird to me.
Yeah, that whole thing someone needs to explain to us. Like, I don't understand that because, like, I
But maybe
don't.
it's because they thought that she was like gonna like she was cool and she's like, I don't know. That's why would you guys not take payment?
Yeah, I don't. And I feel like people
Shit.
are crazy for
Yeah.
that.
Are you joking? Like I just got Botox. They would never let me out without not paying.
Yeah, you paid right then and there, right? I got Botox when I got married on my forehead, and I remember, like, yeah, like it was like you pay right then and there, which like I majorly need Botox, but I've been pregnant back to back, so that's not been easy because you're not allowed to. But um, yeah, I thought you pay, so I don't really get that. Like, that's kind of cool if they are setting up a payment plan. I feel like a lot more people would do work.
Maybe because they like thought that like she was like well off or something, and then you're like, I'm gonna come back and I got it or something. But and
Or
then
she's Jen Shaw's friend.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but that is so embarrassing.
No,
And
because if they
and to
knew
file
it
a
was
lawsuit too. Oh wait, no, yeah, you're so right. If they knew it was Jen Shah's
yeah.
friend, yeah. Oh, this is messy. But to like file a lawsuit, like that's expensive. That's stress and all the stuff that you don't need.
Well, to file a lawsuit, like I think they did it on principle because at that point, just take your loss. Like you're a big company, like that's your guys'
No,
fault that
I'm
you
talking
guys.
about her countersuit,
I
you know,
know
with the
that's
botch. Like
weird.
that's like just pay up, dude.
I
Just pay
know.
up. I mean, she's getting 60,000 this season. She hasn't hosted any events just yet. So take that 60,000 and fucking pay it up, you know, because you get paid 60,000 your first season. Um, so yeah, okay. So now it's Meredith's event. And I had Ro. I didn't realize Sherry passed away the day before. This whole time I'm thinking a week, and then I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't like how Lisa acted towards Whitney, knowing Whitney lost her best friend yesterday. That you guys know I stand Lisa, but that was wild.
Yeah, I think it's hard because I like it's like Team Lisa or Team Whitney in this situation, and I felt for both of them because all Lisa should have just done was hug Whitney first, and then this would have been avoided. But the way Whitney was reacting was very
Really?
yeah. I don't think it was okay.
Well, so
But she
Monica,
just lost a friend, so it's like
right?
okay, grief.
Exactly.
She can say it was grief. We can call it was grief, but I mean to go that ham and like really come at her, it's like she said it, she talked to you the morning, she sent you flowers, she's not ignoring that you lost a friend, but it was just that one initial
Right.
interaction that was off. That like, but slowly though, you are starting to see Lisa's character a little bit, and she does have a tendency to be like a
About
slight,
herself.
yeah, slight
Selfish.
selfish. Yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, yeah. So, well, I did write notes, but I wanted to acknowledge this first that the way Monica apologizes to Lisa, and then she got it was just weird. She got emotional about Jack going to Colombia. I don't know how I feel.
no, she's a lot, you guys.
She's
This
like bipolar. Real life.
no,
I'm
we
just
can't say that.
kidding. I'm kidding. She's not bipolar, but um just her moods are different sometimes. But I don't know, like okay, so we talk about the whole Lisa Winnie thing. It was kind of disappointing for me to see that with Lisa because it's like I just lost my friend yesterday. You're grabbing me to tell you about this like irrelevant lunch with Meredith, and Whitney's like acknowledge and just at least, like you said, just come up to me and just say like, "How are you doing? How are you holding up?" And then go from there and feed off my energy. Like, come on,
Yeah.
don't tell me about like unnecessary drama.
And
Yeah,
you know that everyone, like, you know that everyone reacts differently, but then at least acknowledge it.
but it just happened last night. Like
I
it literally
know.
just Winnie sets Lisa straight about how she's not okay with how Lisa was acting towards her after losing her BFF. I do and I do think, and you just said this, sometimes that Lisa, she is about herself, and at this moment it did prove it, and this is coming from someone who loves Lisa. Especially with like Winnie telling her last night, this is someone's best friend who's so young, and even if you send flowers, it's just like, this is the first time you're seeing me since I told you 6 hours ago.
Yep.
So, but Lisa gets really upset because she doesn't like being called selfish and being told that she's all about herself, and that was also a lot.
Yeah. You know, one thing I did want to mention is that Whitney was on Watch What Happens Live yesterday. And
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that.
okay, so it was good because I guess she said this didn't get brought up at the reunion, but basically Andy or someone asked her a question about why can you have a stripper pole in your house, and Lisa couldn't swear. So she like addressed this
Oh
whole
my
issue. And she's
god.
like, listen, she's like, she was like basically saying, like, listen, that was when my kids were younger. My kids are now in the preteen stage. They know what those are. So that's in my bedroom. They don't see that anymore. And
Girl, they
I
watched
know.
the show.
I
Oh
know.
my
And she's
gosh.
like, two things can be true. And she's like, I can have a stripper pole in my private bedroom and no one can swear in my house. And she's like, we just don't swear in my house. And
Oh
Justin knows
my
that and everyone knows that. I'm like, oh,
gosh.
mm-hmm.
I am like so against this. I think this is the most ridiculous thing because Whitney has sworn on TV where her kids' friends could see it. Her kids' friends' parents see it all. Like, I think it was so ridiculous how she handled that whole thing. And maybe because which is a terrible quality to have, is I swear a lot. So maybe that's why. But I would feel so uncomfortable going to someone's house and they kept like saying, "Stop swearing, relax," and you're like, "Okay, I got it." I would feel so uncomfortable as a guest, around that, especially because I'm like, "Girl, have you saw what you did on TV? You think that your kids who have phones haven't seen it? They don't get
Yeah.
tweeted about it in their social media. They don't get tagged on things. Like, come on."
Yeah. How funny
So
was that?
I think that's a silly, silly response to that. And I think she should have said, "Listen, I was going through stuff and I was just being too much,"
Yep.
because she was. I'm just excited for next week's episode.
Bring it on.
The last 2 episodes have been kind of and I love seeing Housewives in, like, tropical, because you obviously I'm obsessed with tropical stuff, but I love seeing Housewives in tropical areas. Love it.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. But that's all that we got for today. Tomorrow we will be releasing Beverly Hills and Miami, which we didn't talk about it last week, so it should be a good episode. Beverly Hills, by the way, has been kind of starting off very slow for me, pretty boring. I don't know if it's just you or just me, Chantel, but
No, I do not like it. It needs a shake up.
I don't. Yeah, Beverly Hills needs a shake up. Again, we don't really quite understand why Crystal's cast. I'll never get it. I don't know how she's made it. And you guys, I'm going against Sutton. Don't hate me, but I am. So I don't know how I feel. I feel like this is the one time where I'm like, I kind of want younger families in it, which is wild for me to say because I get annoyed of people thinking that we just need younger, but maybe just like in their, when I'm saying younger, I'm saying like in your 40s and you have young families. Like I want to get back to that
Yeah.
for
I
Beverly
agree.
Hills, but keep some of the people.
Yes. I don't think like a full new cast, but it just needs a big shake up.
I agree. Yeah. But yeah, that's all that we got for today. Thank you guys for listening. Go check out our merch, support us. Thank you guys for all the feedback on it. And follow us on Instagram. Make sure to write us a good review, especially if you want to be part of that giveaway. Thank you guys again and have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.
Bye.